Medical marijuana is caught up in a web of city, state, and federal laws that all contradict themselves.
Now, this has left officials confused and medical marijuana users and advocates both angry and in legal limbo.
So how did we get to this point? Let's explain.
Help me! Help me! Help me! I'm being arrested.
Medical marijuana in California is legal, but if that's the case, why did officers raid 14 medical marijuana dispensaries and arrest 31 people who ran them in September?
And if marijuana is a legal medication, why do you get it from a special dispensary? Why can't you get it from a pharmacy? You never hear of Prozac dispensaries. No issue short of immigration has so flummoxed local officials as medical marijuana.
Let's go back to 1996, the year California voters passed Proposition 215, which made it legal for patients to have and use marijuana to treat their illnesses. In 2004, state lawmakers gave the green light to so-called cooperatives or collectives to cultivate and distribute the drug to members they're supposed to vet. So what's the problem? A few things make the issue very complicated. The federal government still considers the drug illegal, so doctors can't actually prescribe it as a medication.
And that's why you have to come to a place like this, Green Earth Herbal Collective, to get marijuana instead of going to, say, a pharmacy.
People who want to use medical marijuana can only get a so-called recommendation from a doctor to gain access to a dispensary. And last year, San Diego County started issuing patient ID cards.
Once you get your recommendation, though, many dispensaries offer not only the marijuana that you can smoke, but things like butter and organic green tea.
10 years after California made marijuana legal for medical use, there were no publicly known dispensaries of the drug in San Diego after raids in 2006. That's because San Diego officials, more conservative than their counterparts farther north, deferred to federal law. City officials worried that if they permitted dispensaries, the federal government might accuse them of aiding and abetting criminals.
Everything changed when voters elected President Barack Obama. A few months after he took his post at the White House, Attorney General Eric Holder announced that he would only go after people who used medical marijuana as a front for serious drug trafficking.
Soon after, a flood of dispensaries opened in San Diego. Now, the San Diego Police Department estimates there are 90, but suspects the number could be much higher. And that has local politicians a bit nervous.
Cities can do one of three things. They could do nothing and let confusion reign. They can prohibit them and just challenge state law, or they can actually regulate them.
Now, if cities decide to regulate the dispensaries, they have a couple of decisions to make. Do they decide only where the stores can go, or do they treat them like a strip club, known as police-regulated business? The city of San Diego has created a task force to figure this out.
That's the biggest issue that's going to be facing San Diego is how we're going to regulate these collectives and cooperatives.
The dispensaries are not allowed to make a profit on the sale of marijuana, and they're not allowed to sell it to just anyone who walks in with a recommendation.
It's not the cash cow that I think the population at large believes it is. We're not in the business of dealing drugs.
But other dispensaries are, according to the district attorney, who has used this reason, among others, to justify more raids of dispensaries, like the one in September.
So what is happening now? The mayor of San Diego, along with the police and city attorney, have refused to participate in discussions about dispensary regulations.
There is one bill and a few voter initiatives in Sacramento that could change everything by legalizing marijuana for everyone in California. But it would still be illegal in the U.S. Until that law changes, cities like San Diego are destined to be confused by the drug.
And that is San Diego Explained. So again, this new series will air every Tuesday right here on NBC 739 News at 6.
And next week we'll bring you up to speed on San Diego's pension crisis.